People work hard to meet their needs. However, this does not necessarily mean escape from poverty. Poverty can cause extensive damage on one's life. This is mainly because poverty affects health, education, employment opportunities, family, friends, and social status, among others. Poverty causes extreme suffering, especially if one cannot afford the basic human needs. For instance, pictures and video footage from the Horn of Africa show people dying from hunger. These people suffer from the worst possible plight on earth, that is, living without food and clean water. Furthermore, effects of poverty lead to more poverty. In essence, an individual's situation continues to deteriorate and therefore he/she risks extinction. This paper will explore the effects of poverty on an individual. People deserve healthy living as these guarantees continued stay on Earth. However, when this is compromised, their health deteriorates. Poverty leads to lack basic human needs like water, food, shelter, and clothing. This means that such an individual is deprived of clean water, which exposes him/her to diseases like typhoid and dysentery, among others. To make matters worse, this individual cannot afford treatment. In essence, lack of clean water alone has the propensity of ending his/her miserable life. Therefore, it is important to note how terrible that individual's situation looks. Furthermore, lack of food brings malnutrition and hunger, which leads to death. Moreover, he/she cannot afford good shelter. This individual is therefore exposed to adverse weather conditions during day or night, which further deteriorates his/her health. Another aspect of life that is affected due to poverty is clothing. Because this individual cannot afford adequate clothing, this leaves him/she with prospect of indecent dressing, which constitutes shame and health hazards. In essence, poverty causes irreparable damage on one's health. Modernism has brought about opportunities which require skills to perform. These skills can only be acquired through education. However, a poor individual cannot afford adequate education in order to achieve his/her dreams of contributing to national development. Therefore, he/she misses out on employment opportunities, which would otherwise save him/her from poverty. This results in further deterioration of living standards, which expose him/her to humiliation and repercussions named above. Poverty causes one to be highly demoralized and bored. This is mainly because he/she cannot afford the comfort and luxury associated with wealth. Moreover, employment opportunities continue to reduce with time. His/her social status also becomes embarrassing. This means that he/she cannot have adequate friends who may be willing to assist or even associate. Therefore, he/she remains isolated from society as well as from active participation in community development. In face of such humiliation, this individual may suffer from low self-esteem, confidence, and will to live. This leads to increased poverty, mental issues, and may lead to extinction. Poverty is the worst possible calamity an individual should face. This is mainly because its effects are suicidal. Whatever the situation, one should always esteem to have basic needs. Moreover, people should work hard to evade poverty. However, it is also important to note that some individuals live in areas where hard work does not necessarily translate into better life. Government in such areas should help save these people because the effects of poverty are real and grave. Everything you need for studies, essay samples, writing tools, and tips, you can find at studycorgi.com.